All new right now here on WHS 11 News at 6. 1 year after an EF4 tornado tore through western Kentucky, many communities are just now starting to rebuild. Graves County, Kentucky, one of the hardest hit, still has 190 families homeless. And there have been questions about help from the federal government. Was it enough? Tonight, Shay McAllister has new numbers from FEMA, how many people got help, how long they had to wait, and how many were turned away.
Rage. That's what I think of. You know, the rage of the tornado. It has no comfort. It has no forgiveness. It just rips everything in its path. It just takes what it wants, whether, you know, you're left behind or it takes you.
Survivors say it took less than 30 seconds to lose everything. The wind chewing up brick homes, snapping trees like toothpicks, much of the subsidized housing left behind in piles of rubble.
None of us was prepared. Honestly, I feel like, because we wouldn't have ever dreamed that something like this would happen.
In Dawson Springs, 75% of the houses were destroyed. In Mayfield, 1,300 structures torn apart. FEMA representatives say they received 15,000 applications for help.
Everybody deserved help.
Dolores Williams was one of those 15,000 applicants after losing her home in the tornado. This was her street, the same street we first met her on 11 months ago, when her home, or what was left of it, was piled up as debris. Here she told us her application for help was approved, and she did receive a check.
Probably just about $5,100 and something, and that was it. Total. Complete.
For everything you own?
For everything. Every single thing I owned.
She says $5,000 didn't even replace all of her belongings, and then she had to find somewhere to live.
We were left in limbo.
LaDonna Hooper, a local school bus driver, survived the storm by sheltering in a neighbor's basement. The roof ripped from her home, most of her belongings damaged by rain or taken with the wind.
Do you feel like you got a lot of help from FEMA?
No. I think FEMA could have done more.
Did you apply?
I did.
Were you denied?
Yes.
Of the 15,000 people who asked for help, 6,000 were deemed ineligible for assistance, meaning they received nothing.
This is something that we didn't prepare for, and this is something that we couldn't control. I don't think it should have really mattered whether you had insurance or not.
FEMA representatives say they received 15,000 applications. 6,000 were ineligible. More than 2,300 did get help. They couldn't account for the other 6,600 applications, only suggesting those people might still be waiting.
FEMA and Red Cross come in, they give a help. You know, they help get people going. It's never enough.
Al Chandler, chair of the long-term recovery group for Mayfield and Graves County, calls it a misunderstanding. He says FEMA isn't designed to get families to the finish line.
That's not their role. We quickly figured that out. I think their role is definitely, hey, here's what happens in disaster. Here's something we can get you started on. Here's a direction you need to go, and we'll help you on your way and go, you know. That's different than we're going to completely take care of every one of your needs.
He says that's what the long-term recovery group is created for. The group is advised by national volunteer agencies like the American Red Cross and FEMA. But it's ran by neighbors. They work in teams, organizing volunteers and donations, construction projects, and case management.
It didn't take long to realize this is going to take a while.
He admits there's only so much that can be done with a stunning number of rental properties destroyed in the storm.
Of the homes and the residences that were destroyed, close to 70% of those were renters. And so there's nowhere for them to live.
Nowhere for them to live in the place that they have called home. So, like Dolores, many had to leave.
It's difficult, Shay, because, you know, even though I've found an apartment, which I'm very truly grateful for, you know, it's just, you don't feel like you're at home.
Now she's left hoping, praying that somehow some help finally arrives. In Western Kentucky, Shay McAllister, WHAS 11, on your side.